Thank you for joining us. This is Trinity Squad Gaming, and we're your hosts, Jocelyn
and DJ, and this is the finals of the Eudemonia Store Championship.
On the left, we have Chris Sonnenberg flying Attanni Salad at 99 points, with Fen Rao at 32 points in the Protective Star Viper at PS9, the Attanni Mind Link, Concord Dawn Protector title, and other thrusters, and Palab in the Hawk at 33 points at PS5 with the Attanni Mind Link, TLT Twin Laser Turret, the Moldy Crow title, and Dengar, and Menaru in the Jump Master 5K at 34 points at PS4 with the Attanni Mind Link, Plasma Torpedoes, Gonk, Unhinged Astromech, and Guidance Chimps.
And on the right, we have me, DJ, flying Swamp Bear at 97 points. Dengar, 57 points in the Jumpmaster 5000 with Expertise, K4 Security Droid, Unhinged Astromech, the Punishing One title, and Engine Upgrade. And Fen Rao at 40 points with Push the Limit, the Advanced Proton Torpedoes, Conquer Dawn Protectorate Starfighter title, and Auto Thrusters.
Alright, so DJ, looking across the board, you see another Fen, but it's a Attanni Fen, so technically yours is slightly better? Strictly better. Because Push the Limit versus Attanni.
It's really not strictly better. As long as he has another ship with Attanni, he can still bump and take focuses and have modifications. So he can still have focus and target lock and also not have stress. It's really not strictly better, which is part of the insane power of Attanni Mind Link in a lot of ways. It does cost another ship's action, but with 3 ships versus 2, his Fen is better by itself, I would say. So without the advanced proton torpedoes, but the other parts.
What's your game plan here? What's priority number 1? Do you ignore Fen and then take up the other 2, and then Fen's just that much easier because it's just one action Fen, or?
So my game plan actually started with rock placement. So you'll notice when I was doing my rock placement, lined up 3 rocks on the left-hand side of the map from my perspective. I know that Jumpmasters 5000s typically want to start in the right-hand corner of the map for the person that's flying them because of all their left-hand turns.
Yeah.
So if I block off that side of the map, it makes any Jumpmaster starting in the corner be that much harder to bring into combat. And at the same time, moving ships to my left means that my right-hand side is more free for better angles of attack for Dengar. So that's my starting position with rock placements. Then he goes along and places all of his ships before me because I have 97 points, so I get to give him initiative. So anyone under 9, I know exactly where they're getting placed. He places facing kind of away from my corner, the sweet corner that I have. So I just try to come in as fast as possible, and I'm targeting Palab because it's only a Hawk.
Yeah.
It's 5 health, 2 defense dice. In case you haven't noticed, that's basically the same as an X-Wing. And for better or worse, in the game of X-Wing, X-Wings are not the greatest ship in the world. So I'm just coming in, and I want to kill Palab as fast as humanly possible. And especially with Fen Rao facing the wrong way, I don't think there's much downside to that strategy.
And also, Palab, he's the Hawk that takes away your focus or evade, correct?
Yes, but it turns out that Dengar can have full modifications without having a focus token to make his build.
Well, I was thinking that Palab was mainly there to kind of counter Fen, so that way you don't get your focus during your attack against it.
Sure, that would be useful to think about if I thought that Fen was going to get anywhere near Palab.
Exactly.
Fen could take on either Fen could take on Menaru by himself.
Oh yeah.
Fen versus the other Fen probably needs some help from Dengar. I wouldn't want to trade Dengar for Palab, for example.
Oh yeah. But then you also have your advanced proton torpedoes for the Fen mirror.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's designed for. I just want to go in as hard as possible. And TLTs are coming back at Dengar. He gets to take 1 health off, take another health off, and retaliation time.
Nice.
Yep. So the first time I didn't get a chance to use my target lock, and here I don't have to do it again.
Oh, nice.
And expertise for 3. 3 defense dice, 1 evade.
Wow.
Takes 2 health, and all of a sudden Palab's at less than half health.
Yeah, because like after the first engagement, I was like, oh, okay, you plink off 1 shield and then TLT, but then with the retaliation, I like that. I like that trade. 2 shields on Dengar versus 3
I'm okay with
health.
this because I can probably ace Palab before I get a shot back, so it's almost at this point a guaranteed 2 shields for Palab unless something really crazy happens.
Yeah.
I'm speaking from a lot of experience at shooting at Hawks. I'm sorry, Hawks do not really need to cost 33 points. I think that it might have done well in the rest of the games, but it's so hard, especially with ships that are so fast like this Dengar and so fast like Fen, to stay at the range you need to make it effective.
How many Hawks have you played? Because, like, in my experience, I haven't seen a single Hawk since, like,
I feel like I played against the
TLT
Hawk.
with a Hawk in there.
I feel like I play against the Hawk every store championship, so maybe
You're lucky then, because I don't run into Hawks. I see Fens and Dengars everywhere, and no Hawks.
Yeah. The meta right now is heavily slanted towards stay at range 1.
Yes.
So I don't... And their primary weapon is not that great. Also, I guess I lose a Magna on Fen.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm doing a spin move. Because it is always useful to do a spin move. It's a neat trick.
That's interesting that he did a 2-slide with the Hawk over there. You would think that he wouldn't like to go down the map to just guarantee a TLT and also to get as far away from your Dengar as possible.
I guess he wants Fen to come around and try and be engaged in the fight, so he needs to clear out some space. But I think you could have done the same thing with what you just said as well.
Yeah.
So I'm as well a bit confused.
Nice, that Talon turn. I always forget that they have Talon turns.
Yeah, you can just Talon roll, especially in a Tawny list. Once again, he gets the Talon roll, and I really can't with my Fen.
Oh yeah,
a Tawny Fen is really good.
And that's when you could really see the experienced Attanni players from non-experienced Attanni players, because Attanni does not care about stress. You're not afraid to do your red maneuvers.
Yep. So here, Dengar gets to do a 4 straight because I had a target lock left over from last round. Lucky me. And now I get to... I'm actually going to come around to the other side. Always take advantage of this, especially in like elimination tournaments. Go around to the other side of the map. If you're engaging on their side, especially with a fast list, feel free to jump around.
Because like if you could measure off and kind of see if Fen is range... Oh wait, it was in green, so you couldn't get your...
I didn't get a target lock, but I did get a target lock. I did have a target lock on last round on Palab. My goal is to kill Palab here.
Okay.
I don't...
no fear of Fen range 1.
I will trade that for Palab because otherwise Fen does get a shot anyway. I think he also might have been range 1 before.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Here I'm definitely denying the TLT.
Yeah. And also that way you at least get the retaliation shot back at Fen if Fen chooses to add.
Also, huge spoiler alert, the sloop looks really good from here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm measuring for a target lock. I think I'm trying to get it on Fen. I hope I'm trying to get it on Fen and not on Palab. If I try to get it on Palab, I'm being a little silly. or being incredibly pessimistic.
And then, go. I like the...
Push limit focus. Right, because at this point, I think all my green maneuvers are relevant as well.
Oh, yeah.
So there's some cases where you know you're doing it too hard or too slight next turn, you might as well just take the focus anyway, just in case.
Yeah.
So realistically, who's not going to take that range 1 shot with that?
Alright. So his Manera was out of range 1, so she doesn't get to pass off the extra focus to Palab, which I guess is fine.
Yeah, it's whatever. His Maneru's a 2-dice turret I'm not afraid of.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's his Fen doing a shot on Dengar.
Yes. Does he spin his focus? No.
No. Because I am still threatening a lot, and...
Plinks off a shield. That's pretty good.
But it turns out I can retaliate here.
Yeah.
Yep, so here's the retaliation with Dengar for 2.
No target locks.
No.
But still.
Yeah, he gets a free evade with the title, rolls 1 evade on 4 dice. I feel like the evade dice with Fen are never as good as I want them to be. That's just me. Yep. And here's my actual shot with Dengar onto Palab.
Ooh, this should be just a dead hawk.
Yep.
Yeah. See, this is why I don't see hawks. Because things like this is like, alright, hawk.
And that was
hawks
two.
dies.
So that was 2 rounds of shooting, for the record, that killed Palab.
Yeah.
It just... Dengar is so powerful sometimes, and hawks aren't that defensive.
Yeah.
And without repositioning, also, they can't get into the right spot as well.
Yeah. Because Dengar could pretty much 2-shot almost
FFG, please print the hawk
ship.
fix.
Yeah.
Yep, so...
Give more red dice to the hawks. Or something.
Yep, so that's me spending I believe, a focus and a target lock?
Ooh. Okay. And then with other Thurses, he has 3 evades.
Yeah. And now here I've got oh no, I don't spend the target lock. I just must have been a cock die. Yep. I point out that his Manaru can take a shot because, I don't know, I feel bad. Maybe that's not the most sporting feeling to have. Yeah. Don't feel bad for your opponents, but be better than me.
Well, I don't know. I mean, there's a sense of honor and everything.
This is where I underestimate things because Plinks off 2 shields off Dengar at range 3 with 2 dice. Yep. So here, I mean, Dengar's clearly got excellent sloop.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that Manaru should be turning around here more.
So do you think his Manaru should sloop as well and then go just face towards Dengar?
Yeah, because what else are you doing at this point in the game?
Yeah, Manaru can't just be a focus battery.
Yeah.
And also you have the gong too. So even if Dengar shoots Manaru, she could just regen those shields and also just become just a punching bag so Fen doesn't get hit.
Yeah.
You know?
And here I'm looking at it and saying, you know, if you bump, it's the best thing in the world. If you don't bump, that's fine too.
And he bumps.
Yeah, he bumps.
Oh,
Sloop right behind Fen.
Range 1.
And I'm just imagining the actual flight that must be happening right now, where Dengar basically jumps over Fen, spins around, and says, "Hi, I'm right behind you. Take the target lock action."
And I could just imagine you 2 slide right here, range 1.
Yeah, so two slight. Definitely not range 1.
Oh, yeah, you default. Just boost.
Yeah, so here's where Dan Morris, who may or may not be around, got really confused, because I'm sitting here at range 2, he's sitting here at range 2, and he's like, what do you want to do here? I could just take a focus, and then we're at range 2 of each other, and range 2 of Fen is usually where you want to be when you're shooting him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I, knowing that I have an advanced proton torpedo on my ship, decide to boost and focus.
So his Fen... Oh, man, yeah. His Fen only gets 5 dice, he gets 6 dice.
So he gets 5 dice with an evade, and he has only focus, which is somewhere in the low 50s, I think, to get 5 hits.
Yeah. No target lock, because he bumped.
Yeah, don't quote me on that. Jeff Wilder, you can correct me, though. He gets, I guess, a little bit below average, I think.
And he has to save that focus.
Yep. Yeah. And I get, roll 4 dice, get 3 evades, add a title.
Ugh.
And I decided to shoot with Dengar.
Yes,
4 dice.
And because if you could just save your advanced proton torpedoes, why not?
Why not? Yeah,
exactly.
Roll 3 hits.
And
get target lock into a blank.
That's fine. You got a crit in there.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get the automatic evade, right?
No, but he does get 4 dice. And all 3 focuses.
Oh.
Attanni Mind Link showing off its power because he bumped this turn. Remember that.
Yes.
And still gets to ignore things. So we're gonna advance proton torpedoes. I remember my stress from Push the Limits. I'm bad at keeping tokens on myself. I'm sorry. Yeah. So 6 dice because you still add 1 with Fen's ability.
Oh.
Get 3 blanks, but you're still okay.
Yeah, this is the right amount of blanks for that torpedo. Oh my god.
True story. Earlier in that tournament, I rolled 4 blanks on advanced proton torpedo.
Oh my god. So you got the remaining 5% that didn't hit 6.
And that's 5 hits in a crit, and only 2 evades means that Fen dies.
Oh my god.
So that was Fen in 1 shot.
Oh man. Advanced rockets. Or advanced rockets. Advanced proton torpedoes.
It looks so good sometimes when you're... So, Rebels have bombs, Fen Rao has advanced proton torpedoes to deal with Fen Rao.
Now, this is a huge uphill battle for Chris now. He only has a Manaru versus 4-hull Dengar, 4-hull Fen. You know. Technically, he has more hull than you, more health than you. By 1.
Technically, but that changes as soon as a shot happens. Here, my plan is pretty much to play good X-Wing.
Yeah.
I can't say that it's anything other than stay out of arc with Fen or range 3s. I want to be slightly aggressive, honestly, because I'm a little tired and I want to go home.
I mean, it is your game to lose, and it's going to take a really big miracle for Chris to beat you.
Yeah. I probably was being overconfident at this point. Anything can happen in any game.
Yeah.
If I had to put odds on, for example, the previous game to this, which you should totally watch on our YouTube channel, spoiler alert, it was much closer than it should have been.
Hey, look, Dan's hand.
Yeah, and Dan was kind enough to help straighten out a ship that got bumped. Because I'm reaching across the table, and once again, the aforementioned being tired.
Oh, are you? Oh, man, you hit a rock. Well,
I rock myself.
And
get hit. So this is how the game could change into another favor. I rock myself repeatedly and then kill off Dengar.
So Chris needs you to do a 3 straight onto that rock, then a 1 hard boost on... Oh, you can't boost onto a rock.
Honestly, Chris needs to just once again, fly good X-Wing.
Yeah. Manner with Gonk, and he still has that plasma torpedo. That plasma torpedo could still change this game.
Has a couple of shields on Gonk, so there is some region that's traded up, and he needs to just hope that my Fen. He needs to get a little bit lucky and needs to play well and possibly for me to mess up.
Yeah.
That's, I think, what you can do in situations where it's kind of and now I wish I had gone kind of straightforward, but instead I charged on the board.
Yeah, that's interesting. What you did that maneuver. Were you thinking that he would run away towards you on top of the map since there's more area?
Yep, but here I think I'm at range 3. I'm through a rock, so target lock and focus. And also, I don't really want to be doing one-on-one joust because that negates the advantage I have of having 2 ships up to his 1.
Yes.
So I'd rather kind of run around, get Fen behind Manaru. Not that being behind a jump master is much better than being in front of it, to be real.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's
unlike other ships, they get a white sloop.
Yes. And then they can just look right at you again.
Yeah. I think I once looked at it, and the best way to approach a jump master was from behind it to the left, because that's the direction that the red sloop to the right faces. That's the only direction, and that's assuming that they don't just want to turret you anyway. That for some reason they need to face you.
Yeah.
Turned out to be range, I believe, 2, but it's still through the rock.
And then he just didn't really roll anything.
Yep. So I don't have to roll dice, which is, nice. And rhymes. And now my Dengar is turning slightly the wrong way, but it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, you could still do the one slide and fit in between those rocks. It's just a really scary position just because you're a big base. But if, great pilots can maneuver around close-knit rocks.
It's also like just to the right, and I'd rather be turning to the left because Dengar.
Yeah.
Jumpmaster 5000.
Yeah. You especially with K4, you want to be doing your greens.
Yeah, and if you ever want to remember which direction you're supposed to fly with the Jumpmaster, look for the side that has the cockpit, and then imagine you're pushing more with that side. So the cockpit with its engine is pushing the ship to the left.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason why I remember which way to go.
You got your fin at range 2. I imagine
two or 3, but still out of arc, so auto thrusters.
Oh, yeah, it could be the fisheye, so it could be 3. Yeah, and auto thrusters, so it's still not that bad.
Yeah. Sometimes I wonder what would happen if we overlaid this with a grid, just to see what it would look like. Yep. So 1 straight. Once again, getting a K4 and a target lock, and I don't really have to chase him because I'm up on points.
Yeah.
I'm up in position, so I can just sloop.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could sloop. You could go in that empty area and just say, "Hey, Chris, just come at me. I'm just gonna chill right here until you're ready."
Now, that's not the kind of person I am.
Yeah.
I'd rather chase you down and hunt you. That's why I'm playing Scum. And so I decided that being at range 2, I'd rather target lock just in case, because eyeballs would be blanks and that's just bad.
Yeah.
Yep. So he gets 1 evade, spends a focus for another evade, takes a crit, which is the first shield off of Manaru, first blood.
Nice. And then you got range 3 right here, I believe, right?
Yep. So he would rather take a range 3 shot on Dengar than on Manaru, on Fen, which makes sense. He'd rather attack the bear than the swamp.
And I think that's cock die.
Yep, cock die. Just we're all kind of rolling hard, and
2 pretty good turn.
Yep. So Dengar could die if I'm not careful.
Yeah, I imagine you just slide away, get out of those rocks, and then just go the long way around and meet Manaru on the other side.
Or I could sloop. You
could sloop too. But if you sloop, then you're going back into the rocks. But I guess, I mean, if you have no fear of rocks, you have no fear of rocks,
Well, I don't think my Dengar ever bumped this game. Meaning that he should just sloop into being straight.
Yeah.
And the slight maneuvers especially, they always wind up with a little bit more turn than I expect at the end, but they start out much more straight than I expect as well on the bump. It's very weird. I wish that all of you could see directly into my mind to understand what I'm thinking, but that's basically where I am at the moment. Yeah, so I think it'd be fun. I'm kind of using this as a, hey, let's practice flying through an asteroid field.
Yeah. So you're using the finals of the Sword Championship to practice flying through asteroids fields.
Because I've flown a lot against Manaru. This is my first Sword Championship that I've flown, but I've been flying this game for a year and a half. It's just, that's how long it's been since Sword Championships. FFG.
And also, you've been flying the Jump Master for a really long time, so you know what Manaru's gonna do, because it's the exact same dial as Dengar.
I think everyone's been flying the Jump Master for a long time. FFG.
Not Imperial loyalist like me. No, I played Jump Master before. They're so good. I didn't know what I was doing, and I still win. I was like, how is this ship so good?
Yeah, so I get this loop, and then I get the extra bonus of, I can just boost in between the rocks.
Yeah.
And facing Manaru, even, I think I do have a target lock. It's just kind of sitting out in the middle of space at the moment. But I'll take the range 3, no mods on defense, with having the retaliation shot. So this is also kind of the classic what my list is designed to do. I have a ship out of arc or at range 3 in the form of Fen, and auto thrusters is a really tough shot, or you get retaliated against with Dengar.
Yeah.
And I think unlike almost every other upgrade in the game, you actually can deal 2 damaging shots with Dengar. Most other things for second shots are Gunner. I think there's the BTL, Y-Wing, and the Ghost title.
Yeah, the Ghost title. And also, I guess Quick Draw.
Yeah, and Quick Draw.
And then that's pretty much it. Wow, I didn't realize how little double taps there are in this game.
And Corrin. But
Corrin,
Corrin trades off, now that you said the word double tap. So there's relatively few double shots. And especially on a ship that's as good as Dengar. 2 blanks, re-roll, get another hidden blank, and expertise for 2 hits.
Nice. Man, you're picking a lot of mileage off of that expertise.
Expertise is so good.
Really good, yeah.
Because
like with things like Stress Spot out of the way, and Asajj not being used as often as Paratani, expertise just feels so good right now.
Yeah.
Although there was that 5 bomber tactician list, I think that would just nullify your expertise, but still.
Yeah, but you know what you can do in that case? Just put Lone Wolf on that Dengar, right?
Yep.
And K4 plus Lone Wolf isn't the greatest combo, but it still seems pretty good.
Yeah. So over here, are you gonna just follow and stay behind, or are you gonna cut through the rocks, or what would you? Obviously, what would you do? Because you just did it.
I think I just go as fast as possible and boost in. I think it's possible to kill a ship at 5 health with this list in a couple shots. He, I think, reads me for that and tries to go for a bump here.
So if you slow boat it, then
if I slow boat it, it might be better. But my tendency is just to go in as fast as possible, push an aggressive stance.
Yeah.
Especially with both my ships being within striking range.
Yeah. And then Finn right here, 2 slight or 2 straight.
Yeah.
3 straight.
And part of the reason for favoring aggression over passiveness is, one, while it doesn't matter in this game, getting more time in between rounds in a tournament is actually a strategy.
Oh, yeah.
You get more rest, you get more time to think, you get more time to calm down and relax, and all those things help you fly better in the next round.
Oh, yeah.
So
it's such a huge advantage.
If you find yourself being tired at the end of lots of matches, think through whether your list that you're flying influence that fact.
Because the tournament is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yes, the tournament's a marathon, but if you can be doing a marathon where you get to rest half the time, it's so much better.
Yeah.
So push through crits.
Yeah.
And here I've got 2 range 1 shots. I'm really hoping to deal 5 damage, and now I'm not sure it can happen.
I mean, if anyone could do blow for hull, it would be Finn, but...
reroll my 3 blanks.
And...
Into 2 more blanks, and 1 more hit.
Okay, so guarantee he's going to survive. Manor's going to survive.
Guarantee he's going to survive.
Yeah.
Gets 2 eyeballs.
And 1 more damage. Just focus.
Yep, and at this point...
Because Dengar is also really good for sloop right here.
Yeah,
so no matter what Manaru does, you move Finn first just to make sure he's outside of Dengar's sloop, and then Dengar could close out the hull.
Or you just do a green maneuver with Dengar. You block your own green maneuver with with Fen, and then you just get full mods wherever he is.
There's so many options because you got 2 9s.
Yeah.
I love lists with similar pilot skills.
Yeah, it's not a common thing, but I did throughout the course of the tournament block my own Dengar a couple times with Fen.
Yeah.
And that enables you to often get 2 shots where your opponent thought you'd have 0 because you bump with both ships.
Yeah.
Or bump with one ship and then bump with the other ship into Fen or something like that.
Because they don't expect it. And your Dengar doesn't need actions at all.
Yeah, K4 and expertise. The action is this bonus, oh, I get to focus on defense, or oh, I get to reposition a little bit.
Yes. Yeah.
Take out a couple damage. I think he shot at Fen because he didn't want the retaliation shot from Dengar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because with expertise, it's like...
Yeah, another reason why expertise is great. Expertise or lone wolf would both be very good on Dengar.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing a lone wolf Dengar, I've been brewing a little bit, so leave your best lone wolf Dengars in the comments. Lone wolf Dengar lists. I would love to see them, so I know what to fly in my next Store Championship.
At this point, though, what would you prefer? I mean,
I think I'm looking for something slightly different, and I don't think Fen Rao is good enough right now in our local meta because so many people are hating on Fen Rao.
Yeah. You can't go into the tournament without something to deal with Fen Rao.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, Fen Rao will just close out the game for you.
Yep. My Fen Mirror Breaker is the advanced proton torpedoes. Other people are using stuff as varied as bombs or Vader.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jostle.
I think it's just me.
Yeah, and here I'm just 1 heart away. You're probably right. The sloop might have been better here, but here I get to target lock and have the focus for defense.
Yeah.
Which can preserve MOV in the finals of this tournament.
Which is now.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of hoping that Fen can just deal with it with the ship at this point. Yeah.
Oof. I mean, that's a good start right there to deal with.
4 paint. Spend focus, get 4.
Whew. All right.
And
then that's that.
Yeah, and that's it.
Wow. I mean, well, congratulations for your very first store championship and winning the store championship. So that's a big achievement right there.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I haven't really done a store championship season like this before, and I gotta say, playing competitive X-Wing weekend in and weekend out, I feel like I'm getting so much better every single week. Even though I think this was probably my best week for flying, and now I'm kind of flying more casualist because there aren't many. There isn't glory in the second store championship yet.
Exactly, and now you get to you get to brew and then develop your skills as a list builder as opposed to a pilot.
Yeah,
because I feel with X-Wing, you need both aspects. You can't just be a really great pilot or just be a really great builder. You have to be both to really understand the game and become 100% a master at it.
Yeah, and especially in a store championship season where most of what people are going to be flying. I can always count on Dan to bring a nice little Moran dash to a good store championship. Yeah. So I know that there's probably going to be one of those, so I don't really want to fly anything that's too vulnerable to it, because I don't want to fight him in the finals and then get completely crushed.
Yeah. I mean, you do have to tailor your list to the local meta, and I've been seeing a lot of those lately. I've been playing at least 2 or 3 per tournament against that Moran dash.
Yeah, so the lesson really is, think about your meta game, and take the chance to brew up different lists that you really are interested in flying that attack different aspects of what the metagame can be. Thank you, Chris, for a really fun game. I hope that you're continuing to play your list because it was really sweet. And thank you, Eudemonia, for hosting. Once again, an excellent store to play at. I really love going there every time I do.
And thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. The links to the list, our Patreon, Twitter, well, not YouTube because you're on YouTube already. Well, everything is all down below. And don't forget, fly loose!